Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. In this video today, I want to offer my unsolicited advice to Raila Odinga. On this channel, I think the only person I once offered unsolicited advice to was none other than Musalia Mudavadi. So today, I want to give Raila Odinga 6 tips, which in my view will ensure him victory. Because as things stand today, Raila Odinga's chances of becoming the next president of the Republic of Kenya are so high. But there are certain things which he must do for him to realize the dream. Because if he attempts to overlook some of the things, he's going to be surprised. And the first thing Raila Odinga must do moving forward is to vet people working for him. The truth of the matter is that infiltration is real in politics. And in most cases, infiltration is normally applied by the opponent to help them gather information on the modes of operations. As things stand today in this country, Raila Odinga's campaign is actually picking up. The other fact is that as things stand today, Dennis Itumbi and the group are no longer gaining access to information, classified information from Raila Odinga's team, which means previously there was that shortcoming. So I think at some point, when Uhuru started removing people around him, Raila started removing people around him, I think they managed to remove those people who are feeding Dennis Itumbi and William Ruto with the information. But William Ruto is not sleeping. He might still send some people at this hour because Raila Odinga is desperate for support. And these people might end up being the spies on Raila Odinga's side. So Raila Odinga must be very careful at this point in time with the people he employs to work for him, with the people he accepts to work on his team, in his team. Yesterday, I saw Raila Odinga receiving Kipruto Rapkirwa, which is a good move. But I remember so many people asking whether the man is not a spy. And that's why I'm saying Raila Odinga, because he enjoys the support of the president, the support of the deep state, the intelligence should be able to advise him that, Uyo, yes, this one, no. So the first thing Raila Odinga must do is that anybody working for him or with him in any project at this point in time must be properly vetted. I've always told you the story of the last election, how Raila Odinga's camp was infiltrated. Some of us who are genuinely supporting him were at some point even edged out. So after the election is when now they realize, okay, kumbe, you guys were right. So Raila Odinga must do that. The second thing which Raila Odinga must do, and it's not easy, is to keep the family out of campaigns. The truth of the matter is that Raila Odinga's family is a political family. And being a political family, they are always targeted. And because they are always targeted, propaganda against them will always be manufactured. I'm so happy that my friend Raila Jr. is taking a low profile on this campaign. Winnie is fully in this campaign, but you've seen the way she's being attacked. The other time when Raila Odinga was in the US, they started with propaganda that Rose, Winnie slapped so-and-so, something I know Winnie cannot do. It's because they're being targeted for propaganda, the relatives. So the best they can do is to support Raila Odinga, because let's face it, even William Ruto's son is fully involved in the campaign. William Ruto's wife and daughters are fully involved in the campaigns. The brother is fully involved in the campaign. But you see, that family is not a political family per se compared to the Odingas. Odinga's family, they are a political family. Even if Raila Odinga was not running today, Winnie Odinga, Raila Jr. would still be in politics because it's a political family. So it's easier to target them. So the best thing they can do is to campaign for Raila Odinga at the background. You know, there are certain things in this world you can only trust to a few people. So there are certain things that Raila Odinga would only trust the brother, who is Uhuru Odinga. There are certain things he would only trust Winnie. And even the family, there are certain things they would want to trust only specific people. So they must be part of the campaigns. And for them to be part of the campaigns, the best thing for them is to be at the background. They can make things happen at the background without being at the forefront. So that's something he must do, if you ask me. The third thing Raila Odinga and his team must now start doing is to accommodate all coalition parties for great turnout. You see, this election is different. It's almost a two-horse race now. I'm going to see how Kalonzo is going, the move Kalonzo is going to make. But this election is a two-horse race. And being a two-horse race, it simply means that there are several other political parties which are supporting Raila Odinga and his bid. You come to Nyanza, for example, and I want to give you a typical example of Migori. In Migori, there's a political party called DAP Kenya, which is an affiliate party associated with Wafula Wamunyinyi and Eugene Wamalwa. They're sponsoring a candidate for the governor, John Pesa. The truth of the matter is that John Pesa is proving to be popular. ODM, as a political party, has a candidate in the name of Ochilo Ayako. In Nyanza, the moment you have, for example, that ODM ticket, you have advantage over the rest. So if you can't finish the game using ODM ticket, then you should not expect ODM as a political party to favor you. You cannot expect Raila Odinga as the presidential candidate to favor you. So what now needs to happen is that these guys should be embraced. They are allowed, okay, campaigns. Of course, ODM has an upper hand. These guys will ask their supporters because there's a chance. He's seeing a chance of winning. So we'll ensure that his stronghold, his support base, people are turning out in large numbers to vote for him. Those people will also be turning out to vote for Raila Odinga. Today, if you tell those people that Migori is ODM zone, like Raila will go to Migori and say, okay, we are going to vote 6 piece here. What is going to happen is that their supporters, even if they are few, will not be very happy. On the election day, majority of them will not turn up to vote. This election will be determined by the turnout. In Busia, for example, I know there's a DAP candidate, there's ODM candidate. Let all of them mop up the area. Let all of them ask their supporters to turn up. So if Utuma will win in Busia, the better for Raila. But if the other guy will defeat him, it means the other guy had more people. And therefore, more of his supporters turned up to vote for Raila Odinga, which is also good for him. So Raila Odinga must be advised at this point in time to now start accommodating these other parties. The fourth thing which Raila Odinga must do, and it's important, extremely important, is to start monitoring the activities at IEBC. If you ask me, Wafula Chebukati is not happy with Raila Odinga. Wafula Chebukati can use any opportunity to punish Raila Odinga. I'm saying this because as someone who follows politics very closely, I saw Wafula Chebukati giving Kalonzo Musyoka a window after the deadline to submit certain documents. You know, most people just thought that was just a move. In my view, someone is pushing Wafula Chebukati to clear Kalonzo Musyoka. Someone is pushing him. Mwangi wa Iria has been locked out, and we saw him making a lot of noise yesterday. If Mwangi wa Iria were to run today, and get 200,000 support in the Kikuyu nation, who is going to lose those support? William Samoei Arap Ruto. In my view, he should be allowed, because if he's not allowed, those support will go to Ruto. So I'm also seeing the move to try and lock Wairia is being engineered by someone through IEBC. Because if you allowed Kalonzo, why not allow Mwangi Wairia? Previously, there was this list of returning officers, arrows, the constituency returning officers. Out of 42, it was alleged that 19 were actually Kalenjins. I'm told that that list was actually true. And I'm told those people were actually employed by IEBC. Why is Raila Odinga and his team not monitoring the happenings there? I was talking to someone from Migori, and it was like, if you go to Migori County, there are 3 major voting blocks. There is Nyatike, there is Uriri, and there is, told me 3, I think Sona West. Those 3 constituencies. In those 3 constituencies, the returning officers are actually Kalenjins. So the guy was telling me that in a constituency of 7, in a county of 7, in a county of 7 constituencies, why should you have 3 Kalenjins as returning officers? He explained to me that the reason why that's happening is that there is the Obado factor in Migori, and they want to ensure that Obado's wife becomes the women rep and John Pesa becomes the governor. I ignored him. But you see, when someone dresses, because this guy is an aspirant in one of the wards there, when an aspirant tells you such kind of information, it means also they are suspecting certain things. So ODM, Raila Odinga, must start monitoring very closely activities at IEBC. The 5th thing he must do is to prepare well for poll day, the elections day. There is nothing as important as election day. The only good thing is that for the first time, Raila Odinga will have agents across the entire country. He will have agents in Rift Valley, he will have agents in central Kenya, in the mountain, everywhere. In the last election, Raila Odinga always had issues of agents. The agents were always infiltrated. In the last election, Raila Odinga thought he had hired agents for the mountain. That list turned out to be all NIS. So on the elections day, majority of them never turned up. So this time around, as much as he's getting the support from the system, Raila Odinga must be very keen on the people he's appointing as agents, because those agents are the only people who will help save him. Those agents are the only people who will ensure that his votes count, so that if the vote is 5 in a particular area, what will be announced at the tallying center is 5. Previously, Raila Odinga votes, especially in the larger Mount Kenya region, he would get 20, given 2. He would get 200, is given 20. So he used to lose a lot of votes. So he must prepare so well for the poll day. The 6th thing Raila Odinga must monitor very keenly is the deep state. Raila should not over-rely on the deep state, because over-relying on the deep state can actually fail him. He can depend on them. I don't deny that, because of course deep state is deeper than deep. He can rely on them, he can depend on them, but Raila should never rely on the deep state. The deep state might only be serving the interest of President Uhuru Kenyatta and not his interest. The deep state might actually mislead him. So he must pay very close attention, do his thing, knowing so well that for the first time I have the deep state support, but he should not depend on that support of the deep state. Number 7, I think Raila Odinga must also start working on a simple but clear messaging strategy. What is Raila Odinga's messaging? Raila Odinga concluded a 1-week tour of the Western. What was his message to the people of Western Kenya? The other time he was at the coast. What was his message? He must develop a clear strategy, messaging strategy. That would include PR, people managing his image. Because sometimes Raila can speak things which are not really here and there, the team will be able to deal with that. He must have a propaganda team, like William Ruto has one. When William Ruto wanted to go to the larger Mount Kenya region the other time, he came to Kisumu, went to Kondele, his convoy was torn, he went to the mountain. And you know, for Ruto to succeed in the mountain, he must do what Uhuru Kenyatta did, what Kibaki did to stop Raila. What did they do? Kibaki and Uhuru created the fear of the Luos. So he had to do that. So then he went there and told them that watu walinirushia mawe. You know? Then it ended there. When William Ruto was now losing the narrative again in the mountain because of entry of Martha Karua, he came to Kisumu, erected a billboard. That billboard down. He went there now, told those people, sasa billboard imewakosea nini? Yani, yesterday, William Ruto agenda for the people of the larger Mount Kenya region was about a billboard in Kisumu. Why? Because that is what sells in that region. That's what Uhuru Kibaki used against Raila Odinga in that region. That's exactly what he's trying to do. So, Raila Odinga must also have a proper propaganda team. When Raila Odinga was in Jacob Juma's area yesterday, he talked of justice for Jacob Juma. But these are things he needs to speak about. Raila Odinga must have a clear message, a message which the people can remember. Every time he's in a rally, that message should come out. There's this thing called Baba Care which is coming out. But it's not well packaged. What about the economy? So Raila Odinga must have a clear communication scheme. Very simple, but clear. And lastly, the youths. On this, no shortcut. Raila Odinga must appeal to the youths because William Ruto is targeting the youths. Raila must appeal to the youths. And the only way he can appeal to the youths is what he's doing. Use the ticket as Baba na Mama. The only advantage, most people call Raila Baba. So youths can easily associate with him as Baba. And again, now we have Martha. People can associate with Martha as Baba. So that Baba na Mama thing should continue. But Raila Odinga must now start moving around with the people who appeal to the youthful nation. He must have more of Babu Owino in his team. Raila Odinga must have more of Simba Arati in his team. Raila Odinga must have Joho in his team. Raila Odinga must have more of Bahati in his team. Raila Odinga must have more of Sabina Chege in his team. Raila Odinga must have more of such kind of individuals in his team. Only that for now. I don't know what you think, but those are my unsolicited advice to Raila Amolo Odinga this morning. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Bye-bye.